Ramble.
Thank you to Raycon, Native, Caliper, and Upstart for sponsoring today's episode of the TryPod. Well, it is wonderful here in rainy Los Angeles. I hope you all are having a great morning. You got the TryPod, you got your four favorite smiling boys here. We have Eugene.
This is like coked out Mr. Rogers, motherfucker. What are you doing?
We have a certain energy
Where does this
before
energy
we
come
start,
from,
and then
Keith?
Miles says, "Kick it off," and you go to like 6 a.m.
Carney,
radio
yeah.
disc
I
jockey.
like it.
Well,
I like that.
we don't have that energy enough on the pod.
Oh, you're sure right about that, Keith.
think
You know,
we
let's
do.
kick it over to Zach for the weather update.
Would Zach be the weather guy?
I-10, traffic,
Oh, do I get to be the
I-95,
weather?
traffic.
I'd be the weather guy who always confuses left and right because I can't get the mirror image right. And I'm like
you'd have the
pointing.
most fun pointing.
I love pointing at stuff. Oh.
Ned's definitely sports.
Yeah.
You'd be wearing a big cowboy hat.
Sports champ.
Why was your sports impression Gimli?
I was trying to do the weatherman.
Yeah. We'd be
character.
co-anchors.
We'd be co-anchors, but maybe you
But
could
one of
be-
us has to be a lady, and I
Keith.
think it's you.
All right.
A beautiful lady.
Well, the weather outside is very...
No, I'm the
wet
weather.
today.
I'm
just
the
saying-
weather.
That's my segue.
You can't talk about weather when you're the anchor.
And for more about that, let's throw it over to Zachy K.
Fucking anchor's getting on my job, man.
What's Miles?
I'm in the field.
It is raining.
It is absolutely raining out here. Back to the studio.
Miles, we hear that there are snakes falling from the sky. How are you doing out there?
Bit a couple times and my blood sugar's low. Back to you.
Didn't we pack granola
Stop
bars?
throwing it back to us.
Sorry. I have to go to the bathroom.
You have to fill 3 minutes.
Okay, I got nervous. But it seems like people are all right over here. Let's check in back in the studio.
Yeah, you are bleeding profusely, Miles.
Doing okay, but feeling a little
Yeah,
lightheaded.
is that a boa constrictor around your neck?
It's a big old snake, but I'm curious how it's going back in the studio.
Oh, Miles.
I hope he's okay.
Hurricane's coming.
Well, more on the weather later on. It's just a weather report news. It's all weather
We can all be
the
the weather
time.
person.
You probably know this, but my life involves me looking at a screen a lot. But sometimes I'll unwind, listen to some music, listen to a podcast, and put in those Raycon wireless earbuds. It's great to have a good, affordable set of wireless earbuds. Raycons are like half the price of some of those top brands, and they still have they have amazing audio. It matches those. It's great. They were just a game changer. They have a cute little stylish charging case. If I was like out in the world and I just wanted to listen to some jams, pop. I got colorful looking little ears because they come in little colors. They go into your ear. There's no stems, no dangling wires. I had this sleek little blue. I look like a cool futuristic man. I've been using them to work out. They're water and sweat resistant. The Bluetooth pairs so easily, seamlessly with what I'm doing. Raycon is offering 15% off all their products for our listeners. And here's what you got to do to do it. You go to buyraycon.com/tripod. That's it. You're going to get 15% off your entire Raycon order. So feel free to grab a pair and a spare, baby. That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/tripod. Buyraycon.com/tripod. I gotta say, the old Weather Channel, that is something that this generation will never experience. But when you turn on the weather and it just is playing like saxophone music and has the blue info screen, and that's all it was, and then you get your local weather on the 8s.
I heard that because my friend used to be like a consultant for the Weather Channel. They massively invested in content and it horribly backfired. And everyone got iPhones and then never looked at the Weather Channel ever again.
Yeah.
Did they have storm chasers? Something like that?
Yes.
Something like
they did
that.
a Storm
Yes.
Chasers show.
Because that's the coolest, weather-related job.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, that movie Twister, when I was growing up, fuck with that movie hard.
Pepsi cans.
But the dream of, yeah, man, throwing little devices up into Twisters just to track them. Hell yeah.
I lived in Tornado Alley.
Yeah.
The
did?
southern
Oh,
tip,
yeah, 'cause
Central Texas part of it.
you get
Tennessee's also a
tornadoes?
tornado
Oh yeah,
place.
we'd have Twister warnings every tornado season. There'd be like one a week. Yeah, no, it's scary, Zach.
It's not.
No, I'm
the movie Twister warning.
No, it wouldn't be like
I'm
Helen
not
Hunt
giggling because of
and Bill
Twisters.
Paxton
Like, everybody
descending.
warning, it's coming to theaters again. It won't stay out of the
Man,
theaters.
I watched that movie when I was way too young for it, and it terrified me.
It's scary, yeah.
That's a scary movie.
I was giggling because of a story you told us once about you hanging out on a roof during a Twister.
Oh, that's,
well,
that was a thunderstorm.
Well, there was a tornado warning.
Well, there always is.
Well, that
Yeah,
gives it a
in
little
Texas.
extra.
I'm starting to think you summoned the storm.
Do you ever think about that?
It was
Eugene?
like a magic power moment.
Huh.
Maybe.
You know?
Interesting.
It's
I
possible.
do like.
magical wand.
I do think, Storm is one of the superior X-Men.
Oh,
Yeah.
one of number one,
a lot
baby.
of power there.
I mean, just imagine.
Yeah,
There's.
she's
I mean,
cool.
she's like what's it called, Omega mutant level.
Yeah,
so
she's
she.
big.
I mean, literally, if you have any problem, she can just create a hurricane.
Yeah. I mean, Bobby Frost is pretty powerful too, but
Right?
yeah, make
Also-
ice cubes and shit.
Also, you know what
No,
happens
he is
when
powerful.
Oh yeah, that's right. Iceman.
Freezing shit is like
It's dope.
That's
really
cool. I just like
crazy if
the
you think
Yeah.
about it.
You could
I
kill me
mean-
if you froze all my blood.
You've seen Snowpiercer.
That's cool.
Also, do you know what happens when a frog gets struck by lightning?
Same thing that happens to everything else.
Damn right.
Classic. Isn't that weird that that's classic now?
It's so bad.
Well, because X-Men's being put into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay.
It's,
well, it
it's
is.
far enough away that we can talk about the WandaVision season finale, right?
No, I
people
think you'll
have
be ruining
spoilers.
it for people.
I did watch it, but I think that people haven't watched it necessarily yet.
All right. Well, next week, listeners,
Yep.
listen up.
Catch up. And if you haven't seen it at all, you better get on board because
Yeah.
otherwise you're not going to know what we're talking about. Just like me when y'all talk about Pokemon.
My dad watched WandaVision. Well, he texted me for our Disney Plus password. He has not watched a single Marvel anything.
Oh, and you just jumped right in?
Becky's mom is.
Nothing. And I was like, oh, Dad, I don't know that you're like, you'll like some of it and then you're not gonna. He's like, I don't care. And I want to watch it. I'm like, okay, well then let me maybe explain, just give you some context. I don't care. And then he got a couple episodes in. I'm like, okay, so now you're going to wonder about Thanos and like the snapping. He's like, I don't care.
Wow.
He just wanted to watch
What
it.
did he care about?
Just watching it.
show?
I don't know.
The trip back to old school
The
TV.
wacky antics.
To be
in the
fair, though,
1950s.
I think that with WandaVision, I too didn't care about the last couple episodes that were about everything else that wasn't the cool premise they
that's-
started with.
That's my point. Like, you get brought in with one thing, but if
Right.
you don't have a connection to the larger Marvelness,
Yeah.
you may get to the end and go, all right.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I loved
did
the
too.
first 7 episodes.
See, I thought the first 3 were weaker, and then
Oh.
it got much better because I was like, why am I? It's cute, but why?
Yeah.
So we are
guys,
talking about it right now.
Vaguely.
We gotta stop.
This is, I think, the worst type of conversation to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
probably.
people enthusiastically talking about something.
Yeah.
You
that's-
don't know what it
Vaguely.
is.
It's like
No, but like it's something that is
Without
current.
context.
They currently have access to that they want to watch.
Yeah, it's a good point.
So it's not like it's not like necessarily listening to sports if you don't like sports because you're disconnected. You're like, oh, I just haven't had the opportunity to finish WandaVision.
Yeah,
you
that's
guys
true.
are going to talk around the finale.
We're not gonna
Yeah,
do it
that's true.
anymore.
Well, here's
No.
a transition.
Let's
Ned,
talk
we-
about sports instead. No?
And with some weather, we're throwing it to Ned in sports. How's that football field?
Well, the offseason of the NFL's going great, Eugene. A lot of free agent signings. What did you want to pivot to, Miles?
the snakes are still falling, but I'm curious what's going on in the studio.
no, you have to hold down the. We have to take a break to reset the stage.
Miles,
over
we
here for
throw
weather.
to you. We throw to you,
I'm
Miles.
eating lunch, gang. Back to you.
Oh, are we going to kill Miles after this, Barbara?
I don't know what we're gonna do. He's the only person who'll take the job. He lives in snake territory.
It's bad.
So what's up in your lives, guys?
What's new? What is actually new in the world? Let's see.
I have a topic of conversation. It's communal communal living. Is it part of a cult or is it the new future? I've had my college roommate John staying with us for the past couple weeks, and I felt like we have become like a
throuple?
a throuple family unit. Yes, like he's like helping to care for the kids, and it's sort of like this communal lifestyle. And now I know a lot of cults do that, but maybe
Well-
it's a lifestyle of the future.
Is John only allowed to have sex with you? Because that's stage 1 of cult.
Yeah, naturally. Yeah.
It sounds like he's just a babysitter who's a friend.
No. Because it's like we hang, like the three of us eat dinner together. We cook dinner. We alternate who's cooking. It feels like the seed of the lifestyle of the future.
I've only
Thoughts?
I've only had that a couple times in my life, and it is lovely. When I first moved to LA, I had the dude on the couch. You guys ever have a dude on the couch?
Dude, I've had a dude on the couch.
It's so fun. You get home, like, you and your roommate, you guys are working, you're paying the bills, but you got a dude on the couch, and he's not doing shit, but he's always there, and he's like, hey, man, do you want to smoke? And he's like, because he's always smoking. And I'm like, you know what?
Sounds a lot like the dude on the couch.
I do want to, and he's like your id, but as an actual person. And he's always there to just kind of chill and party. And you know what? Sometimes I wish I still had a dude on the couch.
Not so much want to smoke. It's more like you want to talk about cryptocurrency. He's very into that. But it's just like having a
Different
third
aids for different
person
folks.
in the mix. It's like we kind of the three of us talk about slightly different things.
So you're
than we
saying
other-
he's spicing up your marriage.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Ariel refers to him as my other husband.
Introduce
That's
a
great.
third into your relationship.
That's right. Menage a trois.
I do think that commune living, if it was all your friends, it was just like a few of you, could be pretty nice.
That'd be nice.
Like when we traveled to Singapore.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, obviously Wes is our child, but kind of everyone is interested in like trading off a little bit, and like he gets a lot of experiences.
Wait, okay, I gotta clarify something.
Yeah.
How much sex is involved in this situation?
Lots
like
of it.
hardcore sex or softcore normal stuff.
Heavy
No,
petting.
like is there swinging? Are there people switching
Oh,
partners?
in my life right now?
John
Or-
just likes
you're
to
just
watch.
talking about having a friend who's
Damn,
hanging
yeah.
out.
I think in this vision of the future, it could be. Probably that's not the main goal though. Probably it's like to live in a commune. But like, I bet some people would be into that.
I feel like people would have ulterior motives. They would be like, I want to just have like a potluck, but then they really want to be like clanging nuts together,
I've never heard that phrase, and it was all the more disturbing when you looked me dead in the eye and said,
Clanging nuts.
Clanging nuts.
I mean,
yeah.
I was
think it's expressly a sex thing.
I was house shopping. I've been house shopping for a long time, and I was looking for places that were big enough to fit either Maggie's sister or my siblings, or my sister and her fiance when they move over here. We couldn't find a place. Keith and I at one point were like, maybe we should get a duplex. Maybe we just be neighbors.
There's something there about the decline of the village raising lifestyle and the proliferation of the nuclear family.
It takes
like,
a village.
for thousands of years, people like lived around other people, and a lot of the responsibilities of everyday life were distributed.
Do you guys not remember when you lived with other people? Like, I'm just so confused. How do we
What
get
other
full circle?
people are
Dormitories, apartments.
Yeah,
like,
that's
cool.
it just never ends well. And then you throw in people in relationships.
But it was so much harder to raise
was
all the babies
fun.
in the dorms.
Yeah.
It was so loud.
Oh, no.
this
I would
dream,
say
I think,
no.
Ned, requires a higher standard and a more space of living, right? Like dorms suck because you're all crammed
For
into
sure.
too small
you
of a
need
space.
to be out like, in
You need
in the
compound.
mountains. Yeah, you need a compound.
Yeah.
That's why I suggested, is it a cult thing?
Well,
'Cause a lot
cults
of cults
usually
do
have
that.
very bizarre, problematic sex aspects.
Right,
So
which-
I
yeah,
would say
so full
this
circle.
wouldn't be a cult.
Which we might be interested in, but
We're clanging nuts.
clanging nuts together.
I definitely think I think it'd be idyllic to retire in a small community with like a lot of your friends and all your houses are close by each other. So it
Yeah.
kind of has that feeling of like, if you wanted to go hang out with Zach, you just walk 2 houses down and there he is sitting on the front porch.
I feel like the retirement community in Florida, like they've got that down. My grandparents were like, hanging out, and then they'd be like, "We're doing cocktails. It's 4:00. We're going golfing. We're by the pool." They
Let's
got
buy a
that.
cul-de-sac.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's what we need.
Yeah, there you go.
Cul-de-sacs.
I don't ever want to live really close to like my best friends.
Well,
I think that
too much.
I think the distance, having like walking over somewhere,
You can be on the end of
it's
the
too
block.
accessible. It kind of, distance makes the heart grow fonder.
Oh.
If like my mom even being in my house for a week drives me insane.
Yeah.
But I love her. But if I could
Yeah.
put her across, well, she's been in a different continent for the past 25 years. But if I could keep her at a certain distance, I feel like the love grows stronger.
What if you and I could be sitcom neighbors, though, and I could peek over the fence and say, "Morning, Eugene. Hey, I was just leaf blowing my yard. Wanted you to know if you want me, I should come over and leaf blow your yard, Eugene, Mr. Eugene."
You do have.
Excuse me, Mr. Eugene.
You do have really good sitcom neighbor energy.
I would be such a good neighbor.
You really would.
Like I could be the Wilson type and offer advice. I could be the Kimmy Gibbler type and be a nuisance.
Sitcom casting. Let's do this shit.
Oh hell yeah! Okay, I'm a wise but goofy neighbor, like a Mr. Feeney. Like maybe sometimes I'm a villain, but often I'm actually just trying to help everybody out.
You could also be like Joey on Full House.
Oh yeah,
Alanis Morissette will write a
Uncle
song about
Joey.
you.
Am I Bob Saget?
Yeah, in the show,
sometimes.
but not in real life.
Right.
No.
He's a dirty man.
I guess we're just going by Full House. I think I'm
Is he
Michelle.
canceled? Should I not have said
No, he's
that?
not canceled. He just like is known for really blue humor.
I think.
Oh, okay.
I think Zach is slowly just asking us to call him the Olsen twins.
I think so. Is what I'm seeing. I
It's
think
just
that's
driving
who I
the
am.
conversation towards that.
Uncle Jesse is definitely you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Uncle Joey.
Mm-hmm.
You're Bob. Your dad.
Danny Tanner.
And you're just all the children.
Oh, I got a little bit of what's her name?
DJ, Stephanie,
Kimmy Gibbler. Is that
Kimmy
her-
Gibbler for sure. Kimmy Gibbler for sure.
Maybe I'm Urkel.
You could be Urkel.
Maybe I'm
Wrong franchise, but
yeah.
wrong show. But no, this,
They probably had a crossover app.
they might have.
what was
TGIF
your-
really did go hard.
what was your favorite sitcom back in the day? And for back in the
Well-
day for us, we grew up like 90s, 2000s.
Probably the best one is Boy Meets World.
Hell yeah.
Because it like started in that it was from the kid's perspective, so that was great for as a kid. It follows them for so long, almost too long, but it created this wild show experience of like, oh, I can watch this kid actor as a 12-year-old, or I can watch him as like a 25-year-old. I'm a sweater, not a forgetter over here. I sweat. I'm always trying to use like more natural products. Got a lot of skincare stuff that's natural. But my favorite deodorant is native deodorant because it is made with ingredients I've heard of. It's made with coconut oil and shea butter. And you know that native deodorant is formulated without aluminum, parabens, or talc. And it's also vegan and never tested on animals. And it works, baby. I had forgotten my deodorant at home on our trip in Temecula. And guess what? The Airbnb I stayed at had a little stick of native deodorant, and I was ecstatic. It was like the world wanted me to have my deodorant back. And they've got amazing scents. Like I had, with the vanilla, they got over 10 scents. They got classics. They got rotating seasonal scents. They got the coconut and vanilla. That's what I had. The lavender and rose, the cucumber mint, the citrus and herbal musk. So make the switch to native deodorant today by going to nativedeo.com/tryguys or use promo code tryguys at checkout and get 20% off your first order. That's nativedeo.com/tryguys or use promo code tryguys at checkout for 20% off your first order.
They would like have reruns where now he's in middle school and then an hour later you're watching him in college. It's very weird.
And also the decline of his brother's mental state. So if you watch like the
Eric.
first season, Eric is normal. He's an older brother. He's he's interested in women. That's like his like, oh, I want to be on dates. But by the time he's in college, he's wearing like bear skins and he's like a full lunatic. His mind has melted apart. He's like what, Dances with Squirrels is his name after he's like lived in the forest for like a month.
Oh my God.
He becomes a full lunatic, and it's kind of the greatest evolution of a character, or maybe de-evolution.
Writers did too much peyote.
Something. I think they were just like, we need a clown. We don't have a clown. Make the brother the clown.
I love the horror movie episode.
Oh yeah,
That one's really good.
that one's
With Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah,
Yeah, guys, if you have not seen the Halloween episode of Boy Meets World, it is an all-timer.
Becky's favorite one.
Yeah, there's a great moment where someone gets killed with a pencil
Through the head.
and then
Yeah.
slowly drops down the wall.
It's the guy that's like not a main character, and they all point out he's going to die first.
And then
he-
they
they don't
go
know
up
who
to the
he
wall
is.
and one of the great jokes in any horror or anything, they goes, well, always remember he was this tall. It's really good. It's like a great little
funny.
horror half hour. It's
funny,
wonderful.
I think my favorite was always Fresh Prince.
Oh yeah.
that was good.
I sometimes rewatch the Will accidentally setting the kitchen on fire clip
Wow.
because it is so funny. That is like a masterclass in comedic acting.
It's all so good. I mean, the whole cast was so wonderful.
Do you
I
remember
have nothing to
there's
add.
like, I mean, if you watch it back, there's like this meta moment where Carlton screams and he runs through every set and then he runs through the live audience still screaming.
I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
it gets really meta.
I have never seen
yeah, they
that.
pull the curtain back several
That's
times
cool.
as part
Wow.
of the joke.
That's
That's
funny.
very
Yeah, it's a very smart show. Yeah,
I love that whole TGIF block growing up on ABC. You had Boy Meets World, you had Family Matters, you had
Step by Step for a while.
Step by Step, Day by Day. People eat all longer we stay, we'll make it better second time around. And then there's a roller coaster, and they go, whee! And they're at the carnival.
You know that
you guys
roller-
remember, you guys seeing it?
You know that roller coaster? Do you remember what it's by?
I don't.
The ocean. The
Is
beach.
it here?
No, they like digitally put the beach in. That's like Six Flags here.
How did they
That's
have
so
the,
funny.
I don't know why they did that though.
How did they have the computer
The
technology?
90s?
in the 90s.
Look it up.
You can make a beach somewhere in the 90s?
I think it's a pretty simple copy paste.
Maybe, but they had the whole
Yeah.
pan out. They were using like a helicopter.
I mean, Star Wars happened before that.
No.
those were puppets.
No, that was late 90s.
Well, Jurassic Park was 93.
Oh, you mean the original Star Wars?
Yeah.
There weren't any beach
No.
scenes.
Oh, there's
There
the
weren't
flaw.
any beaches. There weren't any beaches on no,
You couldn't do that.
Tatooine. There's no water
There's no
there.
space.
They filmed that with like models.
Yeah. What about the space stuff? The space
Yeah,
stuff.
super hot
You think
alien
they-
models.
Yeah. There's like models and bottles in
so-
the cantina.
Related to those old TGIF blocks, I remember as a kid they would do 3D episodes every so often. You have to get your 3D glasses from like a cereal
Oh,
box or
yeah.
something else. But then it wouldn't be that the whole episode was in 3D, but there would be a section of the episode that was in 3D. And the bits that people would do in the 90s sitcoms for the 3D experience were always just the classic, whoa! And it was so goddamn funny. And I recently watched Step Up 3D in 2D.
Whoa.
And it's so funny every time they get to a section that's clearly supposed to be enjoyed in 3D.
I mean, back in that time, they've changed the 3D technology somehow because in that time when you were watching it, it felt like it was like piercing your soul. Like if something was reaching out at you, it was it's
terrifying.
like shocking. And somehow they've like toned it down.
Well,
like
it
I
was
watched 3D movie and it
it
just
was a
seems like
gimmick.
a movie.
Yeah, 3D was meant to be, like, as you said, it was these punctuation marks, these exclamations where they were really trying to throw it out. What 3D has settled into is just giving you a depth of space. It's more like looking into a picture box, and is not meant to be gimmicky so much as transportative.
Transportative.
This is a fun little non sequitur, but Keith mentioned Step Up 3D. That was my first job in Hollywood, baby.
It sure was.
Yeah,
I saw him
get
in the
sick.
credits. I
That's
put it on
awesome.
Instagram.
I've seen that movie only
cool.
once in the theaters so that I could see my name floating in 3D, and it is hilarious.
That's cool.
As
So
a dancer, right?
Yeah. I was actually the main choreographer for the movie.
You were Moose.
I wore a moose mask and I played a character named Moose. And I was in the production office. I was doing frankly, I only went to set a few times, but I got to run all around the city and pick up hard drives and drop off footage and get Moose his trail mix and.
Really?
No,
Oh man, that would be fun.
it was fun.
Good way to get started.
Yeah, it's a good entry job. I still have a Step Up 3D beanie somewhere.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Could we make a sitcom with the four of us and sell it, and it just be like, I don't know, we could put ourselves in the archetypes and just make a sitcom.
It's WandaVision, but there's no underlying story.
Yeah, like it's just us through
Just
and
a
we're
genre.
There's a genre.
I have
Oh
a
God, we're
pitch.
still talking about WandaVision, huh?
Yeah,
We never left.
No.
I had a pitch based on a photo we took once where we were all hugging and only Ned was going, oh, and we were all like smiling. And the show was called 3 Men and a Daddy.
Oh.
And instead of 3 men and a baby, where 3 men have to raise one baby, it's one man who's always wanted to have a family, accidentally adopts 3 grown men. And Ned is our father, and we're 3 different types of adults who all have our own little problems. And he's going to help us learn about life, and we just might help him learn about himself.
Oh, wow.
I
Sort
think
of like a little OC vibes there at the
I
end.
think we could fucking sell it. I think it's great. I want to watch it, but I don't want to make it.
So you're
Well, if
pitching
you're
a,
listening and you're a Hollywood producer.
you're pitching a commune situation.
Ooh.
No. Ooh, I guess, yeah,
think
we're really only
so.
having one conversation.
Wow, full circle, y'all.
Wow.
And I play the weatherman. Oh my God.
Miles, how are those snakes out there?
Back to you.
He really needs to learn how to do his job, Barbara.
Is he even there? I
don't know.
He didn't even turn the camera on this time. That was only audio.
Well, speaking of snakes, we've got another segment here that we're super excited to. I texted Eugene. Eugene, I'd like you.
Oh, we actually had something to do today.
We have a couple things.
God, okay, because we've been fucking
plans?
just treading water.
I know. I said 15 minutes ago. I said, do you want another segment? And Keith said, absolutely not. I want to vamp. And I said, that sounds great, baby. Let's do it. And then we did it, and now we're here.
Good.
And
Well,
Eugene,
what the fuck is up, TryPod listeners? Welcome to the show. We got a great show for you today. Eugene has a special segment that he'll tell us about right after this.
We're 30 minutes in.
Eugene, I'd like you to tell
We're
me
talking about snakes?
what you think I texted you about this morning, and I'm going to tell you what I wanted this segment to be.
Well, I'll just read what you texted me. this
Okay,
morning.
yeah, for sure.
Great.
I texted you, have you ever whispered in a deep, gritty voice, I'm Bathman?
He did text you that.
That's a good text.
Wait, I guess I was
funny.
texting. Well, sorry, it opened up on a earlier text.
Just texting
We were just
privately?
texting on Saturday.
a lot
And then
of
he
text.
We
said,
texted on Saturday. No big deal.
Yeah.
We're friends.
and then Miles
baby.
said,
When did I last text? Guys, let's all read our text messages from Miles.
Oh, I love this
and then-
segment. I'm
and
going to
then
find...
Miles said, every day of my damn life.
Yeah.
And then I said, have you ever thought that your arch nemesis is the soaker? And he shoots water like a shower, which goes against everything you stand for.
Of course.
Bathman versus the soaker.
Obviously.
And your sidekick is Rubbin, and he's got the powers of a bar of soap.
Incredible.
Bathman and Rubbin.
Good text. Good text.
And you said you were describing a cartoon that I would be extremely interested in starring in.
Of course, yeah. I want that. If any Hollywood producers are listening, I'd love for that to happen.
All my texts with Miles are just him asking me to read ads.
Yeah, sorry,
So
Keith.
it's not very...
Yeah.
It's
Not
not like,
anything
Keith, do you have a
fun.
minute to read? We got to just last minute one. Can you record it right now and send it back?
My text is, sure.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, Ned is brief in his text for sure.
Mine from Miles says, "Hey boss, about to take a bath, thinking of you." Smiley face.
No.
Wishing you the best. Hey, did you get that gift I sent you? It's bath salts.
Yeah.
Maybe take a bath too. It could be at the same time or not. Up to
Yeah,
you.
right.
Anyway, I'll see you later.
That's
This
right.
is the first text that Miles ever sent to me. It says,
shit.
hey, Ned, it's Miles. I'm outside in the red Volvo.
That's right. That was when I was picking you up for a road trip to Maui.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But Eugene, what was the text that we tried to pull up?
So Miles texted me this morning.
Yeah.
Hey,
You up?
you up?
It was 7:00.
Thinking about Bathman and Rubbin?
Yeah.
I would love to do a What's the Word with Eugene this morning if you can think of some killer words.
Yeah.
And killer, you put in asterisks.
Yes.
Oh.
So to me, what do you think that meant, and what did you prepare?
Murder-related words.
He's so right. That's where the disconnect happened. I was thought it'd be fun and flirty to add asterisks to a word, like
Yeah.
some killer word.
The asterisks clearly make it feel like that you're trying to define that killer is an important
Yeah.
aspect to these words that I choose.
I was just like, it'd be some like killer words, like super good, cool words.
I'm not getting the tone in the text. I thought you said some killer words.
Yeah, daunting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, horrifying.
Well, I only have crime-related words.
That's great. Let's do it.
I have another text from Miles.
What does it say?
Now I'm left with the moral decision of whether or not to bleep the word on the podcast.
And now he has to deal with that moral quandary.
I know.
I
again.
mean, Miles, I told you, when you bleep the entirety, you bleep the entire phrase,
No,
it's too much. You should leave like
Or-
unbleeped. And then just we think, what are they saying? Are they saying
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna bleep everything except for on this episode.
Nice. All right, let's get some killer words.
And what's the word? What's the word? What's the word with Eugene?
The first word is fingerprint.
ooh?
Oh, well, you said finger, and my mind went one place.
I definitely wasn't ready for the word print. Like, where are we going?
These are killer words, Keith.
Killer words.
Crime.
Yeah.
I forget what we do in this segment. Do we just talk about what that word makes us feel?
Yep.
Did you guys?
This is where we think Bath originated. I think it was like one of the first. What's the words?
Tell me if this is a correct memory. I believe in like first grade, the entire grade got assembled in our auditorium, and we all had to go up one by one and register our fingerprints with the state.
Yeah, I did that too.
What?
I think back,
Oh
I'm
my
like, that's
God.
fucked
It's
up.
weird, right? I wonder, it must have to
remember
do
that.
something with like tracking missing children. But in my mind, I also wonder, I'm like, is it like registering future potential criminals? I don't know.
Huh.
I also
Does anyone know out there,
Remember-
listeners? Let us know, because we're not going to look it up. We're just going to drop shit and recklessly and then run away.
I
We're
got
going to set
fingerprinted.
fires and run, baby.
in like kindergarten, I think. I do remember it, and I thought it was fun at the time.
Yeah, because you put your hand in ink
I
and you
was
go,
like,
ooh, that's what my
cool, there's a
fingerprint looks like.
policeman here. That's cool. I've seen those in coloring books.
I maybe remember it as a show and tell, but I definitely don't remember some sort of like, all students line up, enter your fingerprints in
No,
this
it was
registry.
the New Rochelle Police Department came and
Whoa.
they registered my fingerprints.
Wow.
And that's when I
So now
learned.
that's why you couldn't commit a crime under your own name.
Well, that's why I've been sanding my fingerprints down for the last month.
He's a real white collar criminal.
Yeah. You did commit armed robbery as a first grader, right?
Probably. What are you thinking of?
Well, I'm just thinking, yeah, that's why you're getting your fingerprints, because you were
you know
in
what?
juvenile. Yeah, you were in
yeah,
some
you know, it wasn't the
detention.
auditorium. It was downtown at the cell.
Right. Yeah.
I gave up my fingerprints to get fingerprinting merit badge, which there's a merit. You know, I was a Boy Scout, and you get like little merit badges if you do little things. And there's one that was fingerprinting. I was like,
So they
that
fucking
sounds
tricked
cool.
you, dude. They did the same shit to you.
No, I'm
They
joking.
did the same shit.
I'm joking. I didn't actually give my fingerprints.
Oh, wow.
Part you learn about fingerprints, and then part of it is like you go to a police station and you like learn how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a badge?
Yeah, it was pretty easy to get, which is why I did it.
Yeah, I
Ned,
would
they
do that too.
absolutely registered your fingerprints. You said you went down to a police station, took your fingerprints, and got a badge. That is how they registered your fingerprints.
But the police are not connected to the Boy Scouts, I don't think.
You went to the police
You
station.
have to wear little blue outfits.
Oh.
Little cute.
No, because it was on
Mayonnaise.
a little physical card that I got to take home with me at the end of the day.
After they ran it through the computer. I don't know. Did they have computers back then?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was the 90s.
Boy
don't
Scouts
know.
are cops, honestly. So,
Yeah, Boy Scouts don't have a great rep, but it was really fun for me. Got to do a lot of fun things. Got water skiing merit badge.
ooh.
Other things.
Did you have to be good at water skiing, or was it kind of just like you went water skiing?
I don't know. A typical merit badge is like 10 tasks,
Yeah.
you know?
I got the 2 plates of spaghetti merit badge. I ate 2 plates of spaghetti tonight. Sometimes I'm stressed at the end of the day. I just want something to help me relax. And when I feel that way, I turn to Caliper CBD. I love CBD. It helps you feel better. And also Caliper, it makes me feel better without making drastic changes to my routine. Unlike CBD oils, Caliper CBD powder is completely tasteless. It mixes easily in any food or drink. Sometimes I'm putting it into a little glass of water. Sometimes I know people who put it in tea. There's no weird taste. There's no oily residue. And there's precisely 20 milligrams in each packet of Caliper CBD. So you never have to question how much CBD you're taking. Also, it's all natural, non-GMO ingredients. There's no fillers, no added chemicals or artificial flavors. So, guys, get 20% off your first order when you use promo code TRYGUYS at trycaliber.com/TRYGUYS. You can try Caliper CBD risk-free for 30 days. If you don't love it, they're going to give you a full refund, baby. How's that sound? So, go to trycaliber.com/TRYGUYS and don't forget to use promo code TRYGUYS for 20% off your first order.
Eugene, you're looking at your fingers. What kind of pattern you rocking?
right?
I believe there's like 4 or 5 types of fingerprints, right?
And everyone in the world has a unique one, but how do we know that?
Yeah.
There's just
I
like
You're
a
going to tell
certain
me that you
general
don't know
shape.
that there was some homie in the
Yeah.
1540s that don't have my same fingerprints? You don't know that.
Well, there's loops, there's whirls, there's double loops.
Some people have like triangular-ish ones in the center.
Triangle.
Apparently. I don't know.
Triangle.
Don't quote me on it. I just know there's certain types.
That's cool.
I do see that the direction of my print on this finger is opposite of the direction of my print on this finger. What's that mean? Is that normal? Am I weird?
You might be a little weird.
According to this little graphic, there's so many, but there's loop, whirl, and arch. I have the loop.
Oh, loop, whirl, and arch.
Let me see. I have the first one.
There must be more
So one of the
types.
little
I
bullet
have the
points
whirl.
was to learn
I have
that.
a whirl.
Let me
I
see
would
your
say-
fingers, Ned. Show me your finger.
Weird.
Oh my God, our fingerprints
This is
are
cool.
different.
Look at
Guys,
yours.
our fingers all look different.
Let me see yours.
Oh my
Give me
God,
your
he's
fingers.
got the
I have
circles.
whirls. I have the circles.
He's got whirls.
whirls.
No way.
Wait, do you all have loops?
Yeah.
Wait,
Is that
I
a
can't-
white person thing?
I have loops.
Oh, is that a white
Yeah,
person
Miles.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
thing? He's got circle circles.
You have
I've
like
got
concentric
loopies.
circles?
They're just circles. Yeah, they come
Yeah,
from a
I've got what
single
you've got.
point.
Whoa, that's
Oh.
cool.
So, audience,
I have loops.
Google types of fingerprints. You'll see what we're talking about. Let us know if you're Team Whirl, Team Loops, or
Yeah.
Team
Arch.
Miles,
team,
I see you.
Or team hidden message.
We're Team Whirl, right?
No, loop.
Oh, I'm the only Whirl?
Yeah, I wish I was a
Oh
poly
man, I'm
Whirl.
always the only something.
According to this, you're a
Sorry.
according to this, you're a swirly.
I'm Team Swirl.
You're a swirly
Oh,
according to
wow.
this one.
I'm a whirl and a swirl. Whirlapod, swirlapod.
Squirrelapod.
What would you do if somebody was like, "We found your fingerprints on the fucking murder weapon"? You're going.
Well, I'd be like, is it a swirl?
would you fight it in court or would you freaking flee?
My
If it was
ring
like
finger-
the evidence is stacked against you. you know?
Well, yeah, fingerprint is pretty
It
damning.
depends on if I'm innocent or guilty.
Yeah.
If I did it, I'll probably flee. If I didn't, I'll probably try to fight it because I didn't do it.
yeah, but it's like, wow, they really saw a lot of evidence. And there was like a situation where you were there and you had an argument or something.
I was only playing with the gun beforehand, officer. I was
mean-
admiring it with my hand.
I mean, that would be incredibly stressful if you didn't do it, right? You're like,
Yeah.
well, how do I prove that I didn't do it, though?
True.
They think I did it. It's like you're getting framed.
I told you guys a couple weeks ago that like my bikes got stolen, right? And they
Yeah.
also broke into my
Oh,
car.
right.
So I had to file a police report because that's the only way you get you can do an insurance claim. And they came and there were very clearly fingerprints on my window. Like they were just there, and I pointed them out, and they're like, "Yeah, no, we don't do that." I was like, we can get them, guys.
Like-
we don't do that.
Well, now
man.
you have the education to check to see if it's yours.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
These are whirls.
It's just your bike that got stolen, bro. You're barely covering the cost of us being here.
I
It was a
know.
nice bike.
It was two nice bikes. They also stole my weed sodas that I was
like-
storing in the car.
That's fucked up.
and,
I got
and my
so
cell
many
phone
killer
charger.
words to get
Okay.
to.
All right, killer
What's the word?
What's the word? What's the word with Eugene?
The word is autopsy.
Ooh.
Oh.
My only knowledge is from crime shows.
Autopsy. You know, I have listened to so many true crime stories now and docs.
Mhm.
There's a lot of mishaps that happen in handling cases. One of them tends to be really bad coroner reports.
Mm.
Like sometimes they're just, I mean, there's a really specific science to like examining a dead body. And if the coroner says like a few things wrong, then it can completely set a case off.
Like the JFK assassination.
Now you don't just automatically get autopsy, right? Like it's on like not everyone who dies gets an autopsy.
I think it's if someone suspects foul play.
Yeah.
Dang, I want an autopsy.
Or if
when
you
I
died
die.
like
Oh, your body
suddenly
gets,
and
like-
mysteriously, they'd be like, "Why'd that happen? Let's look into it."
Laid
and see if
open.
there was something.
Maybe I'll put that in my will.
Ooh.
I must be autopsed.
That you could do that. It might mess up the funeral. Definitely closed casket.
It's also like when people do crime things, like if you are, if someone you know and it's like foul play and they get an autopsy, don't cremate the body because then you
Don't.
can't do a second autopsy
Yeah,
later because
you
they
can't.
can do posthumous autopsies. They can dig up what's
Yeah.
left and see
Yeah.
if there's any more.
If there's
clues.
foul
You
play,
guys.
do not cremate.
Have you heard about polonium poisoning? It's-
Polonium,
Is
the
it
element.
Is
The
it
element.
undetectable?
No.
It is very cool scientifically. It's not cool because it kills people, but it's an element like lead. So it's a very heavy atom that will fuck up your body. But unlike lead, which stays there forever, it is a radioactive element. So it has a half-life and it decays. So you can...
How long does it take to decay?
It's like not very long, like 24 48 hours or something. So
But
you
enough to
can-
kill someone.
Exactly. It's like spy shit. You kill someone with polonium, and then by the time they find the body, the active agent has decayed, and it looks like they just died of natural
Doesn't
causes.
show up on the toxicology.
Where does one purchase or obtain polonium?
Boy Scouts
I
are
don't know,
fucked
man.
up. Oh my god! What things you
You've
learn as a
received the
child.
polonium badge.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know where you get it. I only learned it in like chemistry class, and it was a good hook for a professor to be like, You want to learn?
That's cool. I mean, it's spooky. It's like the ice pick death. Like that person who was stabbed,
sure.
but there was no weapon. It was
Stabbed
an ice
with
pick
a
and melted.
Yeah, not an ice pick.
Not an
icicle.
A big icicle.
Yeah, icicle sword.
I picked an icicle and I called it my ice pick, but that was wrong. Not saying I did the murder.
Ryecin's the other one from Breaking Bad, right? I forget what the deal was, but it was like the perfect
Ricin?
No, Ryacin. That's how I pronounce it.
Sure, it's Ricin.
I think it's
I
ricin.
think it's
No.
ricin.
I pronounced it Ryacin, and I'm gonna stick with it.
Do you pronounce raisins?
Raisins.
Raisins.
A raisin in the sun.
Yeah.
It's always like time of death that's really important for coroners because they look at the body and say this person was murdered, we believe, at like 6:58 p.m. because the food they digested is not yet digested. So we figured out how long they've had it in their stomach. There's all these
pretty
different
cool.
signs.
Oh my gosh! Imagine if
really
I died
interesting.
after an Eat the Menu.
They'd be like, holy shit.
Well, I wonder why. I pull out a whole burger. Like, I wonder why.
They're like, this man died between 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. because the food is both in his lower intestine and still undigested
Somehow
in
he
his
has
stomach.
a burger in his lungs.
Yeah, there's so much food in this man.
I wonder. I had digestive issues, and we have people have different metabolisms. So I wonder if were to be foul play in my death, if they would expect that I died at a different time, but my stomach just moved slower.
Oh.
They're gonna frame Maggie.
Oh no, Maggie, run!
What's the word?
What's the word? What's the word with Eugene?
The word is alibi.
Okay, so I guess for you guys, if you called each other and you were like, hey, can you say I was with you at this time? Would you do it for each other? And you were just like, you can't ask why.
Well, that happens a lot in cases is that people will just offer alibis to loved ones or close friends out of just believing nothing could be wrong.
Right.
And the number one rule with murders is everyone could be a murderer. Like you have to suspend that disbelief.
Achievement police.
But you know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm sure if someone was like, hey, can you vouch for Ned? Because we found like a body in his backyard. I'd be like, oh, yeah, no, Ned could never do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Ned,
He's had this third guy living with them, and he's been giving some funny looks at his wife lately.
yeah, suspicious
wouldn't bury
character.
him.
I
in
just
his
had a whole
backyard.
second about how happy I am.
That's how it always starts. I've seen that movie.
We got to call. Is he still there? Check on him. They always say, it's like the quote, it's always the husband.
Yeah, it's always
Always
the
like someone very
closest
close
person.
to
It's
the
like
person.
Gone Girl.
If you're like a premeditated criminal, then you can plan things like creating alibis to try to then commit the act within a very short time frame to make it seem impossible.
I was at the pool hall and I went to the bathroom for 5 minutes, but you can ask Gary. He was there. He saw me there. He saw me go to the bathroom for 5 minutes. He saw me come back and sink that sick ass 9-ball.
Why aren't there more murderous identical twins?
Oh.
It just struck me.
The Prestige.
It's always like you see the person in the camera footage at the gas station in a different city, and
Right.
they're like, no, it couldn't have been Zach. But Zach has his twin brother.
So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a twin and keep my twin a secret for 27 years. Then on my 28th birthday, I shall commit the perfect crime.
Yeah, I guess the only thing is that normally that twin does have a social security number, so people are aware that there's a twin most of the time.
Oh, I guess you're right.
But maybe if you moved to another country with your twin and kept them a secret, maybe there's a way to do that,
Well, also just the way that human memories work, it's very
yeah.
reasonable to think that you wouldn't really remember what you were doing on a certain specific date unless it was particularly remarkable.
Dude,
or unless it was in your calendar.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that. Every time I hear any murder case and they're like, where were you at 7:57 p.m. on March the 2nd? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I got
And look at my Google calendar.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
assume
That would
I
be the
was
start.
smoking a joint outside.
Sorry to bring it back to my fucking bikes, but they
Yeah.
asked me, when's the last time you saw your bike? Or when was the last time you were in this car? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what my life is. I forget what I had for lunch yesterday.
Did they start thinking that you stole the bikes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was everyone at 7:57 March 2nd? Can you figure it out right now?
What day
what
is
day of the
today?
week?
Today's the 10th, isn't it?
On the 2nd?
Yeah.
We did a Ned pickup shoot for Mean and Thirsty Comments.
Yeah, I was at home.
What day of the week was that?
And then
Monday.
an employee handbook review
Monday.
until 5:15.
I have to
Last
look at my calendar.
Monday.
And then
What time are you saying?
7:57. Well,
AM or PM?
I must have been at home.
AM or PM?
PM.
Very different.
I ate an
Oh.
egg for breakfast, walked the dog, and I didn't kill anybody.
I went and got a COVID test that morning, and I didn't kill anybody.
Oh, you know what I would say? I would say at 7:57, I'm typically putting my son Wes to bed, and we can search back in my nanny camera, Arlo branded, not a sponsor, and then you can find me inside his room on the footage.
I have an alibi.
You have an alibi?
I was on a Zoom with an outside party, and they can vouch for it.
Aha.
It was a scheduled meeting.
Wow.
Haha. It
Wow.
wasn't me. I didn't do the kill.
Google Calendar is really saving all our asses.
I was
Where were
watching
you,
The
Eugene?
Bachelor.
I was definitely sitting and eating dinner and watching TV.
That
7:57.
sounds fishy.
I think the big thing is that's interesting is, whenever people say they have photographic memories, they can't necessarily remember like the most important things because they'll say, "Oh, I saw the guy," and they'll give incredible detail about something, but it can always be biased. So it's crazy in terms of witnesses, like how things can get twisted.
Oh, sure.
That's what I learned from my cousin Vinny.
You
Love
notice
that
one
movie.
thing, and then you kind of fill in other details that may or may not be true.
Yeah. But I think it's also like, everyone remembers things differently, So some people do remember things more in a visual way.
And there's Snapchat memory.
Mm-hmm.
Not Snapchat memory, snapshot memory, where you remember where you were on like 9/11 or whatever. Just big moments, big powerful moments that like they sear the like certain small details of memory into your brain.
But even memory's not real. It's just a recreation in your mind. And it changes over time. It's just little neurons. It's not an objective reality. It's fake. All your memories are fake.
Whoa.
We got deep.
Why did you take it like there?
Because that's just real, man.
It's possible.
No,
It's a bong rip
It's
right
not
there.
real.
read it in a brain book. Memories are not what actually
Do
happened.
you remember reading that brain book?
I do, yes.
Perhaps you never read the book
Maybe
at
it
all.
wasn't real.
no!
Maybe it was a butt beetle.
It was definitely a butt beetle.
Crawled in
Well,
there.
for more on memory, let's go to our man Miles out in the field. Miles, how's the memory looking down there?
Things are absolutely fucked out here, Zach. Back to you.
No, but keep the feed.
He's just covered in snakes.
What's the word?
What's the word? What's the word with Eugene?
The word is. The words are
Ooh.
Oh.
What's the word?
left field, Mr. Brightside.
Coming out of my cage, and I've been doing
just fine. The ways and I want it all.
Last year was wild. So many curveballs, so many surprises. You never know what life's going to throw at you. And if you use credit cards to pay for unexpected expenses, it can be overwhelming sometimes to manage the debt. Debt is scary, but you can take control with Upstart, so you know exactly what to expect. Upstart is the fast and easy way to get a personal loan to pay off your debt all online. Now, it could be credit cards. It could be consolidating some high-interest debt or funding some personal expenses. But over 500,000 people have used Upstart to get a simple fixed monthly payment, so you can too. It finds smarter rates with trusted partners because they assess more than just your credit score. With a 5-minute online rate check, you can see your rate up front for loans from $1,000 to $50,000. Quite the loan. You can get approved the same day and receive funds as fast as one business day. So if debt is taking over your life, it's time to get a fresh start with Upstart. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/tryguys. That's upstart.com/tryguys. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know we sent you. You know it? Go to upstart.com/tryguys. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application.
Oh, the Killers. I get it. I get it.
Nice.
I saw the Killers at the Staples Center or the Forum. I don't remember which, but I was in the second to last row of whatever place we were. I was by the ceiling, and they barely played any of the hits, and I was bored. I remember, it's in my memory that they played Mr. Brightside, and they played like a couple others, and then the rest was shit I never heard before. And I was like, who the fuck you think you are? You're not a band of the now. You're a band of the then. And I want the then music.
You want your memories.
I want my memories.
Did they give you Jenny was a friend of yours?
Yeah, of course. They
All
did.
right, sick.
They gave me the Bones. Bones is a funny song.
Don't know it.
Oh, you don't know? It goes, come with me. And then it's like a xylophone goes, so, bang, bang, bang.
Sounds like a sick concert, dude.
You'll recognize the chorus.
Yeah. Like, how's it?
Something on your bones.
On your bones. It's only natural. Don't you want to swim with me?
I do want to swim
Don't
with
you
you.
want to feel
I'm always
my
fascinated with
kiss?
bands that are like decently big in one place, but then huge. Like, so the Killers were huge in Europe,
Yeah,
and
really?
and they never even got close to as big here as they were. I mean, like, they were #1 headliner of festivals for a decade.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and like this was around their first album. Like when Mr. Brightside came out, like they were like, oh, this cool like rising indie band. Nah, they were goddamn superstars. And a lot of bands will actually do that. They'll do their European or sometimes their Asian tour to get momentum and word of mouth and to grow so that by the time they reach the United States, even if they are a band from the US, they're like, oh, this is this band that's blowing up over there. So I don't fully understand the strategy, but it's cool. It happens a lot.
The plot of the video game Rock Hero or Guitar Hero. I mean.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that the plot of Trolls World Tour?
I'm very ashamed at this one concert memory, which is I fell asleep in a Lumineers concert. I had pulled
Makes sense to me.
Makes
an
sense.
all-nighter. I pulled an all-nighter at BuzzFeed the night before, and we had been looking forward to this concert for weeks, or at least Ariel had. And they have some slower songs, and I was really, really tired. And it was, I don't know.
I'm such a dick because I'm like, the embarrassing part of that story to me is that you went to a Lumineers concert.
Yeah, you are a dick. What's something you love that I can shit on it?
Here we go. Music snob.
I hear they're quite good. I hear they're quite good live.
Okay.
So condescending.
Backpedaling.
No, they don't do it for me.
Okay.
But you fell asleep, Ned?
Yeah.
So you weren't feeling
Ariel
it either.
never forgave me. I need to take her to another concert.
Are they the hi ho
someday.
guys? Ha! Ho! Or is that Mumford? I don't
No,
know.
that's
There's-
Mumford and Sons.
Yeah, I confuse
and I
all
went to a
those
Mumford
fuckers.
concert and it slapped.
Mumford can
They were
buy me dinner.
really
first.
good live.
I don't know. They're really good at that one song they play over and over and over with different lyrics.
One
yeah?
of the Mumford sons is it's a little bit of hot water. Stepped away from the band because he retweeted praise for Alt Right Guy.
You hate to
Yeah.
see that.
Boy.
You
I
really
think it's their
hate to see
banjoist.
Banjoist.
Oh no, not the banjoist.
Love a good
banjoist.
banjo. I love a good banjo.
I love a good banjo. It's such a cool
A
sound.
good banjoist is hard to find.
I have a
Someday.
thought about Mr. Brightside.
Okay,
which
bring
like
it back.
was the song for when did it come out? Like 2005 or
Yeah.
something?
I mean,
it was like in mid 2000s.
It was 3 or 4 because I think
Early
I was in high
2000s.
school, right?
Oh,
It's certainly
man.
the karaoke song.
I love it. I sing it. I've
Listen,
sang it.
sometimes you hear songs and I just think, and I'm listening to people party to it or at a wedding or singing karaoke, and I'm like, this is going to be one of the millennials' songs that when it comes on, we point at the radio or wherever it's at, we're going, this was the song.
When
You
we're in
know?
our 60s, we're going to point at that and be
We're
like,
gonna be
"Yeah,
like,
back in my
Back
day."
in my days, the Killers had this song in the music video. Oh, there was a girl with big hair and Brandon Flowers with eyeliner. It was so gorgeous.
I think it's because it is a song that everyone can sing. It's in everyone's range. He doesn't really go coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. It's more of a chant than a song, right?
John DeBall,
The
underdog.
singing type.
Well, yeah, I think it's because it's like basically the same note through
Right.
most of the verse. Though at the end, you can tell who doesn't have range because he gets very high.
It gets very high. All
He
those
has a lot of
songs, they go up at some point.
But by that time, you're all in. So it doesn't even matter. It's
But you know, that's kind of like that kind of has like a Sweet Caroline vibe that you can hear people at a bar probably doing it when we're in our 80s or whatever. We're
Yeah.
just like, oh, but there's also the songs that I laugh about that maybe don't have that like classic rock vibe, like Panic at the Disco. Like if we heard
Ugh.
I Write Sins Not Tragedies and people sing it because people go in on that song, that's like a punk song.
Yeah, I love Panic. Big fan.
I hate
Keith doesn't like them, but I like them.
You hate Panic at the Disco?
Yes.
How do you hate Panic at the
Because
Disco?
they
Music
don't-
snob.
They don't write rhymes.
You're right. They write sins, not tragedies.
They just write the same lyric twice and say, oh, I rhymed it. Like, no, you didn't. You just sang the same lyric a different way. They would have written a song that's like, look at that coffee that's on the table. Look at that coffee that's on the table. I'm like, no, that's the fucking, you just sang the same thing different.
I don't know, when you just sang it there.
That was pretty good.
That was kind of a bop, though. That was kind of a bop.
I was feeling it.
I was like, oh, go off,
I better
kid.
not fucking blow up on TikTok. It's like, I'm not making a full song out of that.
Look at the coffee that's on my table.
So
If Panic at the Disco wrote everyday songs.
Keith loves them now.
I guess I do. I get it. If they get me a bigger TikTok presence, then I love them.
Mr. Brightside reminds me of like wanting to make out so bad in middle school and not being able to do it.
I just want to
That's so specific.
Yeah, I just remember hearing that song being like, fuck, that would be so cool. Like, really fucking kiss.
And it started off with a kiss.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I just remember it being like, that would be chill. That would be really cool.
What was that your song where you're like, oh, I think I want to kiss somebody?
That song was amongst other ones. I listened to like that type of music, but then honestly, I wish that I had the sort of scene-y Panic middle school moment, but I was way more into hip hop then and like listening to Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre.
You say like make it. I'm thinking my mind goes to D'Angelo and being a confused little child seeing the sexiest music video of all time. I was probably like 7. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, how does it feel? It's just slow, the camera's tilting around his gorgeous, ripped, oiled body. You can see the dick V. And like, it is the most sensual. And me as a kid watching that, I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to feel. Is this what a man look like? Is this what sex look like? I don't know, but it's hot. It's crazy.
I was listening to Smashing Pumpkins in middle school.
Hell yeah.
So it was very sad.
That doesn't make you want to make out, though. That makes you want to, like, smash
My makeout.
pumpkins.
All I could do is destroy every gourd on the block.
I'll say Toxic by Britney Spears was like
yeah.
my
Hot.
like sexual awakening
That was
song
hot.
where it's like, wow, do people just like go and like dance in crowded places to music like this and then make out?
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Do the how do I ask this question? Do the high schooler generation, when they go to school dances, is their dancing anywhere similar to ours, where it was just weird grinding? Like, what are they?
Like,
what's the
get
popular
as close
dance?
as possible to each other, and
Like,
then just
gyrate your butt straight into the guy behind you.
I think it's probably very similar, but probably what they have now is more of a universal understanding of dance trends because of things like social media.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you probably have groups starting to break out into like just for fun.
they do dance in the circle for fun.
No, I mean like they do specific dance moves that they all know.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
the only other variations of that are, oh, we all know how to line dance this particular line dance, or oh, we all know.
the Macarena.
We
Macarena.
suck compared to them.
But their trends are so immediate.
So stressful to me, the idea of being a kid now and being at a dance, and if you don't know the Renegade, you're a fucking loser.
I don't know the Renegade.
I don't know the
Renegade.
Renegade. Something like that.
That
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok.
I just know that they always like do the thing where they sort of pop their hip butt forward, like they angle and go like that.
yeah, I've tried to do
That
that.
dance move is very popular in almost all of the dances I see. It's like it's the ratchet line on the last.
I can whip a nay-nay.
Yeah.
I can.
I-
All right, well, that's the word with Eugene. And now it's advice with Miles. In our segment, we like to call Miles time.
It's Miles.
Ooh.
Do you want to be rich as fuck?
Hell yeah, I do.
Do you feel like your life
Lo-fi bop.
is slipping by?
Wow.
Have you ever wanted to freaking delete your bomb?
Not really.
Do you want to have a big old Tarzan dick?
But if you do, then do I have the person for you?
This is fantastic.
I'm so into this.
So like how they low-key dragged you.
Traumatize you. There's no
It's like
telling what
Billie Eilish and
next. Hold on to
Very driver's license-esque.
yeah.
your ears, it's mine.
real forlorn all of a sudden.
advice that
I want to make out to this song.
Oh, songs you want to kiss to, huh?
will go far.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Excellent chord progression.
sorry that we're talking over this.
Advice that'll go for
What the fuck is up, Miles Nation? Thank you so much to Sabrina for sending that in.
Sabrina.
You're hired to make a better song out of my coffee table ditty. That was incredible.
That's
What
right.
is her deal? Where is she from?
That's at Sabstorette _ on freaking Twitter. She
She
called.
got SoundCloud or some shit?
Yeah, she got SoundCloud.
Plug it.
Fucking plugged.
That was amazing.
She called into my Twitch stream and she was like, "I'm a musician." I was like, "Let me play a song," and it fucking blasted. And then she
Wow.
made that. And
Wow.
So yeah, huge shout out.
Fantastic.
Big fan.
Wow. Someone with that much talent's watching your Twitch stream.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Wow. Sack. Wow.
That's such a good drag.
Wow.
Oh boy, that's funny.
Miles, I don't think you even. I don't think nothing can.
Have you ever wanted?
Don't cry.
Have
You
you,
made him sad.
have you ever wanted to be an eco queen? Have you ever wanted to freaking French a horse?
No.
Or tongue an endangered species?
Definitely not.
Are we supposed to eat like refuse meats? Is that the advice? Eat a tongue?
Towel up. Ah.
Don't like this.
My advice to you is to sauce your counters down and make it sweet.
When did this become a
Or
1-800
sugar? You're gonna get
sex
ants
line?
if you put sugar all over your counters.
But get your paper towel. No! Get away from there! Don't go near my paper towels, Dad. But I'm gonna clean the counters. No, don't do it, Dad. I gotta clean
I
up.
don't like this. at all.
Get down, everybody,
Rags?
and put
Use rags?
a kitchen towel over your paper towel dispenser.
Oh, Zach does this.
I
Kind of.
live in a kitchen. Sarah's kicked me out of the bedroom. And my advice to keep your towels clean without breaking the bank or the freaking power grid is to put a dish towel over the paper towel dispenser. And so that's going to be reaching for a paper towel, but thinking, well, I can use a regular towel for this. I don't need a paper towel. And the paper towel's right there, but the real towel's there. So I'm grabbing the real towel. Clean up with that. Oh, now I'm on second thought. Do I need a paper towel? Probably not. It's probably something I can do with a regular towel. That's environmental. Put the towel back on the paper towel dispenser.
This really only works for horizontal paper towel dispensers. A lot of people have vertical ones.
Well, but that's fine. But you can no, mine is vertical.
And you just sort of lay it over.
I lay it over.
So you sort of
That's
get
kinda
all of your
gross.
exterior
So to
paper
be clear,
towels dirty every
your-
time
your,
you do this.
Yeah, don't they get damp? What
Your
happens?
advice here is have a towel.
My advice is to have a towel, but to hide your paper towels underneath your regular towel dispenser.
It's smart. It's like getting systems in place so that you eat healthy, for example. Like
Yeah.
put the cookies in the back and the veggies in the front.
Oh, you know what? I started doing that.
cookies in the bag,
veggies in the front.
Sorry.
But what about
Was that supposed to be Panic at the Disco?
the cookies in the back. I've got the veggies in the front.
Yeah.
I just
That's
can't
a
believe
bop.
everyone bought in immediately to
Yeah,
me
we
singing
were on
that.
board.
Everyone
Oh,
was
it's-
into it.
Was it a Friday parody that you were doing?
No, it was
it's
Old Town Road.
Fucking
I didn't even
slaps.
realize. I just went with it, and
It's-
that's what it was.
It's old news, but it's still good. Miles, what do you do if your towel's damp?
I mean, fucking throw it away, Ned. I'm not an expert. No. No, but I would say like, yeah, if you're gonna use a towel, like I have like a sink towel that's damp, and then I use that for like real wet stuff. But I'm not gonna just dry my like my wet, like my. Never mind.
I have some real advice. I have some real advice that's related to this if you really want to be an eco queen.
Yeah.
You probably have some old t-shirts, right? They don't fit you as well as you like. They're kind of garbage. Cut them up and use them as rags.
Hell yeah.
We have a lot of cut up t-shirts that we use as kitchen rags.
Yeah.
They're really good for like a quick cleanup of something. And if it ever gets too gross, then you can throw it away. And at least it got a little bit of a second life as a rag.
Ned thought you were talking about the thing that I have, which is, I think, do you have it too? It's reusable paper towels, paper in quotes. It's just cloth towels that you roll up on a paper towel thing. And they're not good. They're not perfect for everything, right? Sometimes you need a paper towel. But most of the time, which is what you're talking about, if you're just trying to clean shit up, wipe it down.
Like daddy sauce, yeah.
Daddy sauce. Wipe up the daddy sauce. Throw it in a little basket. Run it through the laundry machine.
What daddy sauce was.
Yeah, daddy sauce.
Miles, I liked your advice.
Thanks.
It's neat.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
It's a smart idea.
Trying to be an eco bitch.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
You do gardening? I've been getting into like homemade garden. Like we have a veritable field of
Your
lettuce.
garden's pretty rich. My garden's crazy. It's bad.
If you, it feels good to like make a salad from your garden.
Romaine's the only thing that grows, but you know, that's about it for us guys. We had a good time.
Oh, the romaine chat.
We're not gonna have time for the romaine chat. Our romaine is flowering. It's not good.
Check it out at patreon.com/tryguys. You can join our community of 4,000 Triceratops strong, and we're gonna do an afterpod there, extra bonus episode of the podcast, and rate us 5 stars.
Yeah.
Shoot us a little review to help others discover the pod, and check out our sister podcast. You Can Sit With Us, Baby Steps,
Sister
and
Wives.
Guilty Pleasures.
Eugene, can you leave us with one last word?
The word is cereal.
Keith, hit us with the official TryPod theme song.
You like Fruit Loops. You like Fruit Loops. You like Fruit Loops.
Panic.
You like what?
Panic at the Disco.
That's what I'm doing.
That's what he's doing.
You like Fruit Loops. 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 The TryPod.
Until next time, stay beautiful.
I meant like cereal, like with an S.
And now, back to Miles.
Murder in my household.
How are the snakes, Miles?
Back to you guys.